You know who doesn't believe that the tariffs are legal and lawful? The former company of the Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnik, who for Donald Trump is selling the tariffs every day in every way. His own company, well, now controlled by his 28-year-old son and another 26-year-old son, through their investment bank, are selling the opportunity for people to sell the amount that they paid for tariffs. Cantor will buy that paper from you for cents on the dollar, and with the hope that the courts strike down the tariffs that Daddy Lutnik is selling every day on television. How does Donald Trump feel about the fact that the Commerce Secretary's former company, where he made billions of dollars, run by his 28-year-old former DJ son, is now selling the opportunity to bet against the Trump administration? I'm Michael Popok. You're on Legal AF. Take a moment, hit the free subscribe button. A moment of self-revelation. I used to work at Cantor Fitzgerald. I don't have any insider knowledge other than I know the players here, know some of the players here. So Cantor Fitzgerald has an investment bank called CF & Co. It's currently being run by 3 people. Those 3 people report to Howard Lutnik's 28-year-old former DJ son, who never ran a bath before he ran Cantor Fitzgerald. And now they are betting and hedging their bets and selling to the market that Trump's tariffs will be struck down. What's the basis for that? Well, there's several court cases going on right now. See, when you read the Constitution, the branch that's responsible for tariff imposition and setting tariffs is not the executive branch. It's Congress. And only under certain emergency powers, the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, IEPA, does the president have powers to impose tariffs on a short-term basis. Not 150 tariffs, raising tariffs from 3% to 16%, going up higher than that under some bullshit emergency application. So everybody ran into court on this. And at least one court, the Court of International Trade, ruled against the Trump administration and said you don't have the power under IEPA to do these tariffs. That's up at the United States Supreme Court for the next term. So Cantor Fitzgerald, which was run and has earned 50% more in revenue, its investment bank, in the last year because Donald Trump's been in office than ever before. You do the math. They're now selling to their customers, hey, you ought to pay Trump tariffs. Those tariffs might be overturned. We're willing to buy them now from you and we'll take the risk. So come to us with your $10 million of extra tariffs that you paid, and we'll give you $2 million, and then we'll fight to get the rest back. It's a tax appeal, if you will, a tariff appeal, but it's based on betting and hedging their bets against the Trump administration that Daddy Cantor, Daddy Lutnik, is responsible. He's the chief tariff advocate for the Trump administration. It is perverse. Let me show you a clip of Daddy Cantor Lutnik on television talking and selling the whole shtick about tariffs. This is going to be the best 2 weeks you've ever seen. Let's play it.
Well, you heard in our polling some of the perceptions of the economy. 61% of Americans believe the administration's putting too much focus on tariffs. 70% say the administration is not doing enough to lower prices, and 60% oppose new tariffs on imported goods. This is a centerpiece to your policy plan. How do you reverse public opposition?
Oh, they're going to love the deals that President Trump and I are doing. I mean, they're just going to love them. You know, the president figured out the right answer and sent letters to these countries, said this is going to fix the trade deficit. This will go a long way to fixing the trade deficit. And that's gotten these countries to the table. And they're going to open their markets, or they're going to pay the tariff. And if they open their markets, the opportunity for Americans to export, to grow their business, farmers, ranchers, fishermen, this is going to be, the next 2 weeks are going to be weeks for the record books. President Trump is going to deliver for the American people.
Now, this is the same guy that got caught bragging last week about a $1,200 bottle of tequila that somebody gifted him. We have that clip as well. Let's run that clip.
All right, this is cool. How about that? That's amazing.
Whoa.
And I love extra añejo.
And now we've got the new reporting that his own company doesn't believe in the tariffs that he's selling. What does that tell you about the lack of integrity, the lack of moral fiber, the lack of character for the people in the Trump administration? I mean, the tone is set at the top. The fish rots at the head. And things are rotten here. So the Cantor Fitzgerald & Co., according to its own articles from Bloomberg that it posts on its own website, claims that they've increased their revenue 50% to several $billion just since Trump's been in office. Because they have that close relationship with Daddy Cantor, Daddy Lutnik, right? And they say they don't have any insider knowledge, but they just know how Donald Trump and Elon Musk and Howard Lutnik think, and that's giving them a competitive advantage. It's another family that's grifting off the White House and off the president's relationship. I mean, we're going to be writing books about the billions of dollars made by the oligarchs and others that were joined in the Trump administration. But what does it tell you about their own belief in the tariffs that their own companies don't believe in the tariffs and the validity of those tariffs? I think it tells you everything you need to know. Now, the Court of International Trade has already struck down the tariffs once. The Supreme Court is going to have to take it up come the new term, first Monday in October. And if it's successful in ruling that Donald Trump does not have the power because we're not under an actual economic emergency and he can't impose those tariffs just because an economic emergency is not that he didn't like the Biden policies. That's not an economic emergency. You know, the oil embargo in the 70s is an economic crisis. A war that destabilizes worldwide logistics. COVID is an economic emergency that you can use the powers of IEPA as a president to take away the powers that are given to the Congress exclusively by the Constitution. Now, the Supreme Court's going to have to make that ruling, but Cantor is spending hundreds of millions of dollars and if you're looking at this as a betting pool, they are betting hundreds of millions of dollars that Daddy Cantor Lutnik is working for a loser who's going to lose on tariffs. Tells you everything you need to know about their belief in it. So when you hear the reporting that the Trump administration has brought in $60 billion in the July payments for tariffs, how much of that's going to be refunded back to Cantor Fitzgerald, apparently, when it's struck down? And that doesn't fill the gap of trillions of dollars of internal revenue not collected in tax cuts. Trillions are bigger than billions last time I looked. So don't fall in love, America, with the $60 billion brought in on July 1 or whatever it was in tariff payments, when even Cantor Fitzgerald, Howard Lutnik, the Commerce Secretary's own company, is betting that most of that's going to be going back to them. I got to do these hot takes. I mean, it gets me annoyed, but I got to do it here to tell truth to our audience, to hold the Trump administration and those around them accountable and call them out for their lack of character and integrity. I'm Michael Popok. You're on Legal AF. Hit the free subscribe button. We do 12 new videos every day at the intersection of law and politics and the defense of our democracy. We do it with you. We do it for you. We got to run into that burning building together here on Legal AF. Take a moment, hit the subscribe button. And in addition to that, come on to Legal AF, the Substack, and hit the subscribe button there as well. So until my next report, I'm Michael Popok. I'm Michael Popok, and I got some big news for our audience. Most of you know me as the co-founder of Midas Touch's Legal AF and the Legal AF YouTube channel, or as a 35-year national trial lawyer. Now, building on what we started together on Legal AF, I've launched a new law firm, the Popok Firm, dedicated to obtaining justice through compassionate and zealous legal representation. At the Popok Firm, we are focused on obtaining justice for those who have been injured or damaged by a life-altering event by securing the highest dollar recoveries. I've been tirelessly fighting for justice for the last 35 years, so my own law firm organically building on my Legal AF work just feels right. And I've handpicked a team of top-tier trial fighters and settlement experts throughout all 50 states known as big auto injury attorneys who have the know-how to beat heartless insurance companies, corporations, government entities, and their attorneys. Big Auto's attorneys working with my firm are rock stars in their respective states and collectively responsible for billions of dollars in recoveries. So if you or a loved one have been on the wrong side of a catastrophic auto, motor vehicle, rideshare, or truck accident, suffered a personal injury, or been the victim of medical malpractice, employment harassment or discrimination, or suffered a violation of your civil and constitutional rights, then contact the Popok firm today at 1-877-POPOK-AF or by visiting my website at www.thepopokfirm.com and fill out a free case evaluation form. And if we determine that you have a case and you sign with us, we don't get paid unless you do. The Popok firm, fighting for your justice every step of the way.